Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we are going to see how you can create this type of 3D effect in SwiftUI. So here you can see I am displaying different cards, and here whenever the new card is coming, it's reflecting in 3D dimensions. Like in the y-axis, while coming it is in one direction, and while it is in the middle it's straight, and while it's going to the left side it's again changing its direction. So this is something called as 3D rotation effect, which is we are going to create in today's video, which is very easy to create and very fast. So let's get started and see how we can do this. So like always, we will create a new xcode project. Let's name it as 3D effect, or you can call it 3D rotation effect. Make sure these settings are same, click next, and let's save it on our desktop. So as you have seen at the start, I am displaying some images inside my project. So first thing I will do is I will add those images in my assets. So these images we need to add in our project. So I have one folder on my desktop which is called as content. Inside this I have added these images. So let's add the first 6 images. Okay, now I need to rename those images, so let me just rename them. I will say file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I've added 6 images. Now the next part is we can write the code. So let me just resize this. Okay, so now we can start. So the first thing is I want to add or create an array of images. So I will say var images, or I can say private. Let's have a good practice to declare your variables as private. So var images equals to, let's say the first name is file 1, and I will just copy this so that it will be fast. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have our images array. Now we can start writing our code. So the first thing we want is scroll view, so that we can scroll our list of images. So I will say scroll view, and this scroll is horizontal, so I will say dot horizontal direction. And then I also want to say the shows indicator option to be false. Okay, now let's open these brackets, and now inside this I will use an stack. Okay, let's say fix. Okay, so now we'll say stack, and this stack will have alignment, and for alignment I will say dot center, and then I have to give spacing also. So I will say spacing of 230, or I can say let's say 260 for now. We can edit this later, and you will understand why I'm giving this, because whenever our stack is starting I want to give this much of spacing here. So that's why I'm giving this spacing, so that our last element will also come completely outside. So for that, this spacing I have given here. Now the next part is I want to pass the array of images. So for that I will use for each loop. Inside this I will say use the images array, and also I need to pass the id, which is nothing but dot self. And then inside this I will get one images here, so I will say image in, and now I can use that image. So before that I will create a geometry reader, which is basically going to give me the frame of the actual iPhone on which I am running. So geometry reader, and it will give me one parameter. I will call it as geometry. You can call it anything. So I will say geometry in, so it will give me the geometry of the actual device, or here you can say the simulator which we have selected. So if, for example, if we select any different simulator like iPhone 11 iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone SE. So all the iPhones will be having different dimensions. So that dimension we will get from the geometry reader. So inside this I will display my image, not this, like this. Image is nothing but I will pass the name which is coming from this array, one image name here, and I'm passing that here. Let's click resume here. Now we need to give some modifiers to our image view so that it will look good. So for that, the first one will be resizable, so that our image will be properly displayed. It will not go outside the view. Okay, resizable like this. Then aspect ratio to be dot fill. Then I will use some frame, let's say frame of 200 by 300. Then after this I will use corner radius. Let's give the corner radius of 15. Then I will add some shadow. So here you have seen this, I have this white shadow for this bottom part and upper part also. So we are going to give two shadows. So let's do that here now. Dot shadow. For shadow I want to say color, and for color I will say color dot white dot with some opacity. Here I will say opacity of 0.3, and after this I also need to pass the radius. I will say radius, and this radius will be of 10, and after this I want to say x and y direction. So for x I will say take the 5, and for y also I will say 5. Now same we are going to copy for the top part. So let's say it is like this. Here I want to give only the minus so that it will give shadow at the top, and here radius will be same, but here I want to give the opacity of 0.7. So what we have done is we have added the shadow here, and now we have added the shadow here. So you can see this is a little bit less than this, because this is again it is little light and it is dark because we have given the different opacity here. Okay, so next thing is we have to give, after giving the two shadow, we have to give the last part, which is the shadow rotation effect. So now currently if you run the app, you can see that it's rotating but there is no animation. So for that, adding animation, we have this option which is called as dot rotation effect. So for rotation effect, what you can do is you can use this. Then let's just remove this part and we can write the code from start. So rotation effect, and inside this I want to pass first angle. So I will say angle, and angle will having the option of degrees. So I will say degrees, and how much degrees, that also I want to pass. So I will use a double. So I will say double. Inside this I will use the actual geometry which I am getting, geometry dot frame, and this frame is I'm having one option which is in dot global, and outside this I will say dot minimum of x you have to use, and minus to 10. So after this I will say, now you can see it's looking more different, but it is rotating completely. So for that, one more thing I will do is I will say after this 210 minus 20, and then after this I want to say the axis parameter, and here I will say x will be 0 and y will be also 0. No, we have to rotate in y direction, so I will say y will be dot 1.0, and for z again I will say 0. Okay, let's try now. Okay, so the mistake I think is we have not written here rotation 3D effect. So I have to write here rotation 3D effect. Okay, now it's correct. Now it is not giving us an error. So let's open the canvas again. Okay, so now I need to move this part at the center. So for that I will use padding on my S stack. So I will say dot padding, and I will give some padding on the horizontal direction. Let's give the padding of 210, and then I want to add one more padding which is from the top. So I will say dot top, and let's give the padding of 200. Okay, so now it should move at the center. Let's run this again. Okay, yeah, so now you can see it's at the center and it is giving us some type of animation. So let's give the background black, or we can say change the theme. Let me just stop this and let's try to change this mode to dark mode, so that we can see our shadow which we have given in the white color. Now let's run again. Okay, now you can see we have our images all here, and it is also giving us that animation, and the shadow effect is also there. So that's all guys for today's video. As you have seen, it's so easy to create this 3D rotation effect in SwiftUI. I hope you have learned something new and you will use this feature in your projects. So to get the code for today's video, you can hit to my YouTube channel here. You can see, let me just go to my profile. So I will upload the code here, so you can download the code and use it directly in your projects. So if you want to see how you can create this type of GitHub profile also, so I am uploading a code soon or video soon on this. So if you want to see that video, make sure you say that in the comment section below that you want video for this, to create a GitHub profile like this. Then also you can follow me on Instagram, where I post my daily video updates, so that you will not miss any video in the future. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.